Hi, Kiwi listeners. Let's Learn Sumo. Thanks for joining me again on the podcast. Still having a few technical issues with the YouTube stream, but we'll fix that hopefully. We do a bit of manual effort. You can join me here on X or Instagram at Let's Learn Sumo. YouTube, where I can make it work, where I restream this in audio, hopefully a bit better tonight. You can drop me a message or a comment on any of those platforms. I always respond. If you like my content, you can donate to my Kimboshi Fund. Help me pay for a few of the subscriptions that keep the channel going, or you can just enjoy the pod as it is. Welcome to day 3 of the November Grand Sumo Tournament from Fukuoka on the island of Kyushu in Japan, just south of the industrial city of Kokura. You'll find the Toto Toilet Museum up around that sort of area. A fascinating little museum if you ever get there. Early part of the tournament, but these fights are super important to make sure you stay in the hunt early. Onosato knows that, and a dangerous customer like Wakataka Kage is not to be underestimated, considering he's lost to him previously. But Wakataka Kage is not in great form. It was a really good touchy-eye, but Wakataka Kage, he just can't take Onosato anywhere. Onosato grabs his arm. He starts the drive as Wakataka Kage kind of goes on the retreat a bit. Onosato's driving, and Waka goes backwards and over the bales super fast. Easy Oshidashi win for his third for Onosato. Winless for Wakataka Kage at the Magashira rank. Hoshoryu Yokozuna, he did not have it easy at all against the technician and longtime rival, former Ozeki Kirishima. Hoshoryu went for the Nodowa off the touchy-eye, got himself a left outside belt grip straight away. He used it to pull Kirishima around the ring. Bit of a nervous moment as Kirishima forced him back to the bales. Hoshoryu wasn't quite in balance. He's a little bit sideways. Hoshoryu went under Kirishima's armpit and tries to pull him over to the left as he recovers. Hoshoryu ends up to the side and under Kirishima's arm. Hoshoryu got a big, deep left belt grip right across the other side of the knot of the belt at the back as they locked up. Now, Kirishima was bent over forward and to the side of Hoshoryu. Hoshoryu, with his belt grip on the left hand, he used his right hand in on a front grip to lift Kirishima and get him upright and drive him back to the bales. He ended up with a double inside underarm grip. He gave up that left belt to get under Kirishima's arm, push him up on the bales. Kirishima resisted, but Hoshoryu, he used everything to push him over, and he looked at 2 at the end of that match. He was gassed. Yorakiri for his second win for the Yokozuna. That's how you win it. Kirishima 1 and 2. Ozeki Korizakura faced former Ozeki Takayasu, both very large men. I think Korizakura's put on a little bit more weight. I think he's not training as much at the moment. His knee, I think, is still giving him some issues. Slow touchy-eye as Korizakura, he denied Takayasu a belt grip. They locked up arms for a little bit in a position. Takayasu then went for a Nodowa on Korizakura, drove him back across the ring, got himself a left inside belt grip. Korizakura was holding Takayasu, and he's in a bit of a left knee forward position, back knee just behind him. Takayasu then used his left grip to pull on the belt, and then he let go of the belt at the same time, and in very super slow-mo, I had to watch this in replay, used his right hand to smack the inside of Korizakura's left knee. Korizakura, with the pull on the belt and the smack on the right knee at the same time, he went down forwards. Takayasu has been watching Aonishiki do his thing. Uchimuso in a thigh sweep is the call of the Kimarite. 2 wins for Takayasu, 1 for the Ozeki Korizakura. Aonishiki, he is just making it happen. Who can beat him at the moment? He faced the wall of defence Hakuoho, who, I'm not sure he should have, but he fired out the touchy-eye at Aonishiki, tried to force him back. Now, Hakuoho got himself a double inside body grip under the arms of Aonishiki as he pushed Aonishiki back. Now, Aonishiki then used his left arm and swung it up around Hakuoho's head, got him in a headlock. Aonishiki then pulled him around, twisted him over at the bales. They were locked up tight in a hug as they went down together. They hit. The Gunbai went to Aonishiki, but gee, it was close. Monoi, the Shimpan judges, they came up for a conference. Aonishiki Gunbai Dori, he wins it. Look, it was a pretty good move when you're under pressure of a double inside body grip to have the presence of mind to wrap the head up. Well done by Aonishiki. 3 wins for him, 1 for Hakuoho. Oho dropped a match to Hirodumi. Oho was just too high in the touchy-eye position, and he didn't really get down low enough, and it really allowed Hirodumi, who goes in low to begin with, to get in and under and force him back, and Bolly used his belly pumping posture with a little bit of rhythm to force Oho back and over. I'm not sure what Oho was thinking or trying there, but it didn't work. 2 wins apiece for them. Takanosho, he faced Wakamoto Haru, and you would think he knows Wakamoto Haru's strength at the bails by now. He did well to deny Wakamoto Haru a grip off the touchy eye, forced him back to the bails. That is Wakamoto Haru's home position. Wakamoto Haru got a hand up under the armpit and pulled Takanosho around and down as he was on the bail. Suki Itoshi thrust down win for Wakamoto Haru. 1 win for Wakamoto Haru, none for Takanosho in the Komusubi meat grinder position. He really should have won that one though. Ura goes looking for a grip against Fujinokawa. Fujinokawa got a little bit of a slap on Ura, and he was keeping Ura moving. Ura was retreating and got himself a headlock on Fujinokawa. He went back to the bails, and as he turned, he's trying to Sukiyanage body throw Yoshino Fuji across him and over. They went over the bails and hit down on the edge together. Gunbai goes to Yoshino Fuji. No Monoi. Slow replay was not much help there. It was a really bad angle on the camera. It looked pretty close, and I would think that they both kind of touched fairly close, but no Monoi. I think Ura might have been a little bit hard done by there. 2 wins for Yoshino Fuji, 1 for Ura. Tamawashi, he got an easy Oshidashi on Oshoma. Shodai applied some chaotic energy while Tsurunomi snatched defeat from the jaws of victory. Suki Itoshi thrust down at the bails for Shodai at the last moment. Atami Fuji applied himself well and got an Oshidashi win over Onakatsu. Bit of a chaotic match for Abi versus Midori. Midori Fuji. Abi decided to retreat and give himself room to try for a second pull down on the chasing Midori Fuji, but he pretty much just ran out of room as Midori Fuji chased the bigger man over the bails for an Oshidashi win. First for Midori Fuji, 2 for Abi. Ichiyamamoto avoided most of the thrusts and put his head down to attack the big long-armed Kimbozan. In the end, Kimbozan chased Ichi to the bails, but Ichiyamamoto opened the barn door, let him through. I think they gave that an Uwatanage as Ichiyamamoto got the briefest of hands on the belt of Kimbozan as he pulled him over the bails. 2 wins for Ichiyamamoto, 1 for Kimbozan. Excellent match between Daisho and Fujinokawa if you want to watch one. Big touchy eye as Daisho almost slips but regained his composure. Fujinokawa was firing thrusts and nodowas at Daisho, but Daisho recovered and just fired some big hard thrusts at Fujinokawa. One of those hits forced Fujinokawa back. Now it was really interesting. As he goes back, Fujinokawa has excellent footwork and he just hit and his feet just lightly moved to the left as he hit the dirt. Daisho was charging for the follow-up and can't stop as Fujinokawa went to the side, pushes him over the bails. Really good work by Fujinokawa there. Oshidashi push out. 3 wins for Fujinokawa, only 1 for Daisho. And to finish it off, losses for Shishi, who got blasted out by Kotashoho, Tomokaze, who couldn't stop a big slow-moving Mitakayumi, and Gonayama, who just gave up the belt to Ryuden, who took him over the bail. So that's it for day 3. Sorry about the YouTube issues, folks. I will try and resolve them as we go. Hopefully things will improve this week. Thanks for sticking with me. Join me again later, folks. Hakioi, let's learn sumo.